The 2021 Canadian census has arrived, and perhaps you are one of the lucky ones to be saddled with the 36-page long form. I'm glad that detailed data is being collected, and so that ultimately decisions and policies can be crafted which will help us be a better Canada. There was a time when census takers went door to door, and it reminded me of the old story of the poll taker who arrived at a farmhouse in the country, and there was a woman hanging out her laundry and children playing in the yard, but he was running late and was all about business. He peppered her with questions, and he came to the query, "How many children are there?" "Well, there's Joseph and Robin, Gerald and Tracy," and he interrupted her. "Ma'am, I don't need their names, just their number." "Sir, my children don't have numbers, they have names." She was saying, my children are not a statistic, but each one a precious, unique, much-loved child, and that mother had it right. Isn't that how we feel about our children? Today is Mother's Day, and I've often shied away from making much of a deal about Mother's Day for a number of reasons. So often mothers are carried and lofted up so high, and compared to the wife and mother of Proverbs, her virtues and self-sacrifice extolled, she manages the home or husband's business and is the very picture of sweetness and charm. And with that kind of message, any mother would feel inadequate and the pressure to be a supermom. And then there are some women who have not married or married late in life. Some have chosen not to be mothers due to difficult personal reasons, and others have tried to have children, hoping against hope, only to fail and fail again. And then there are also not a few who have had a very difficult relationship with their mothers. Their circumstances are often complicated. Perhaps the mother was mentally ill or had little time for her children. Some others were hypercritical and sought to live their failed lives through their children. And I came across these wonderful quips to which you might relate. Mona Lisa's mother: "After all the money your father and I spent on braces, Mona, that's the biggest smile you can give us." Humpty Dumpty's mother: "Humpty, if I've told you once, I've told you 100 times not to sit on that wall. But would you listen to me? No." Christopher Columbus's mother: "I don't care what you've discovered, Christopher. You still could have written." Michelangelo's mother: "Mike, can't you paint on walls like other children? Do you have any idea how hard it is to get that stuff off the ceiling?" Jonah's mother: "That's a nice story, but now tell me, where have you really been for the last 3 days?" I can hear my mother's voice in some of those clever quips, but I was blessed. I know my mother had my back. She loved her 2 children, my brother and I, and cared for us tirelessly. And the theme today has an emphasis on the arts, and I was persuaded to share a portrait of my mother, a pastel that I'm still working on. It is from a photograph I took of her about 10 years ago when she was 86. It has captured a little bit of her personality, a face which broke into a smile very easily. She loved to laugh and play or embellish a story. She loved life and was an extrovert, desiring to be a part of the action and be with people. She was ambitious and daring. She's now a shadow of what she used to be, but well taken care of in a long-term care home. And when I see her, I know I'm still her little boy. And that sweet book by Robert Munch speaks to my heart. I read it to our children when they were young, and this copy, Love You Forever, I borrowed from my grandchildren's home. I won't read the whole thing, just give you a taste. And it says at the beginning, a mother held her newborn baby and very slowly rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while she held him, she sang, I love you forever. I like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. Let's go forward rather quickly. Then came the terrible twos, when he flushed his mother's watch down the toilet among all the many other things he did. The wild ride of the teenage years, or the day when he moved out and bought his own home, developed his career, and started raising a family. And Robert Munch continues, well, that mother, she got older. She got older and older and older. One day she called up her son and said, you'd better come see me because I'm old and sick. So her son came to see her. When he came in the door, she tried to sing the song she sang. I love you forever. I like you for always. But she couldn't finish because she was too old and sick. The son went to his mother and picked her up and rocked her back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And he sang the song, I love you forever. I like you for always. As long as I'm living, my mummy you'll be. For most of us, our earliest understanding of the meaning of love comes from our parents. And if it has been positive, we can appreciate God's love a little more easily. God's love is often compared to that of a father. And there are Bible texts that compare God's love to that of a mother. In Hosea, God is like a fierce and dangerous mother bear, protective of her young. In Isaiah, a nursing mother who cannot possibly neglect her child. In Deuteronomy, a mother eagle swooping down to rescue a falling eaglet and carry that little one on her outstretched wings. These are vivid, earthbound images which tell us of God's incredible love. And it is a love that we see supremely in Jesus Christ.